I feel so late to the party on this one. Okay, so starting off, I'm gonna go in with a pump of the, like a half pump really, of the Danessa Myricks Vision Cream Cover in shade 4. I'm gonna take a buffing brush, I'm using the back of my hand here. And we are just gonna go start tapping this on. And I've been playing with this. It's a pretty full, heavy coverage. And so I'm actually able to build this up like a concealer. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this brush to lay down my first kind of sheer layer. And then we're gonna use a sponge to build up that coverage where needed, and also pick up some of the excess product so it's not so heavy. This really does give a flawless, like perfect skin finish. And dip a little bit more. And if you notice, I try to work pretty thin in my layering, and I start by just really shearing it out. And you'll see when I go in with my sponge, I really just kind of build it up where I need it. This formula is pretty brush friendly, I will say. I haven't really had too many issues with it streaking, but again, I do like to use something to kind of buff that out a little further. Now you'll see I have some perioral dermatitis here, and I've really been avoiding putting much on it, but we'll see how that covers. Pretty good. And because of the texture of that, you'll notice I'm just kind of tapping it on. I just found if you have any texture on your skin, if you kind of just dab it, it doesn't catch and cling the same way. With my finger, kind of build that up. And from a distance, that really looks pretty good. Run that down the neck a little bit. I have to say, I really love the formula of this. I think it is so beautiful. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with a damp sponge. I'm gonna use the corner of that and just pick up the teensiest bit and then go under my eyes to really conceal. I actually need my finger too. What I've found with this formula is it doesn't seem to settle into like lines, and it doesn't get super creasy either. And I've really enjoyed that. Just because like a lot of like clean beauty formulas tend to be a little more oily and heavy and can kind of crease and settle in different ways. And this has just been such a big change from that. And I just find that it looks so flawless and so good all day. I don't find myself like trying to smooth it out. It already looks good, you know? So I'm gonna dab a little bit more, let's see. And I'm just really going in over my dermatitis here to really cancel out that pigmentation. And like I said, this formula is so easy to do that with. It is flawless, full coverage, but for a full coverage, it doesn't settle weird in the skin. I'm gonna pinch this corner and really try to kind of get the inside of my eyes, because I tend to get a little bit bluish under my eyes, but also in those corners. And so when you put that pigment in there and cover that up, it really opens up the eye. Okay, so we're really just gonna kind of tap everything in, make sure it's all nice and smooth. Moving on, I'm gonna grab the Vision Flush. This is the shade Bread and Butter. I love this formula. This is actually the first Danessa Myricks product that I purchased. And I loved the formula so much that I was like, we have to try the cover because it's just so pretty. Debating how I want to buff this in. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to just start kind of swirling and tapping a little bit. Look at that. It is literally the fastest blending blush that I have ever used, like for a cream. Like that is just, I mean, 2 seconds and you're done. I'm going to take my sponge again and just kind of tap off the edges so we have a very seamless flush. But like, tell me that is not the fastest blush you have ever seen. Love. And that color is so beautiful too. The thing I will say about this though is it does have kind of a rose scent, and I am not someone who is sensitive to fragrance. In fact, I love fragrance, but trying to use that as a lip product, like I feel like I'm eating rose soap. I can't do it. Well, no. Next, I'm going to go in with the Illuminating Veil in Synergy, which is kind of like a lilac-y, pinky sheen. And it is so pretty and like kind of gives like this intergalactic kind of look. Like, I don't know. I really, really dig it. So what we're going to do, tap, tap, tap. You can already see, like, before even blending, it just looks so pretty. And I've been blending this out with my fingers. I kind of want to try it with a brush. So, like, let's see what happens. It blends okay with a brush. I prefer fingers because you can kind of move that around a little bit more, but look at that. Oh. This is why I love Danessa Myricks products, because they make you look so radiant but not greasy, and that's something that I love so much. So I'm gonna actually tap it on this side too, and I'm just gonna use my fingers on this side because I just feel like that blends out much nicer. And you'll notice I haven't used any powder on my skin yet. I try to stick with all cream until I am done and like ready to really set the face. I find that tends to work better. There are some cream products that you can layer over powder and things don't get too weird, but personally, I try to not mix the two until I'm done. I'm just gonna do the teensiest bit right here. Just to, I love that. Okay, so those are all three of our Danessa Myricks cream products. Like, tell me that is not the most like radiant, gorgeous finish. I feel like this stays in place really, really well. But I am going to set it because I don't need things sliding around my face. It is hot, 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 hot here in California right now. I use just some e.l.f. This is light medium. I think this was like $3. And I'm really just gonna focus on kind of my T-zone where I get a little bit more oily, and definitely under the eyes and around the nose. I'm really gonna try to not flatten this out too much though, because I think sometimes with powder, things can really, really mattify real fast, and I wanna remain luminous. So I'm gonna just kind of take this little brush, pinch it, and tap under the eyes. You can pinch your brushes, and that way you don't need as many brushes. Fun fact. Just change shape. There's that. And normally I would say with something like this, because I want to maintain that luminosity, I would use a cream bronzer, but today I'm going to use a powder. I'm going to use the Vesca. This is Kissed by Diani, and I'm going to take that same brush that I used for powdering my face, and I'm going to just lightly come in on the perimeter here to kind of warm things up. And ooh, too much. Balance that out a little bit. I love these bronzers, by the way. Love them. They're so pretty. I also have Santorini, which is better for when I'm a little more fair, but I do have some more color right now just because I do go for walks pretty much every day. I wear sunscreen. Don't get mad at me. But I do have some more color than I normally do. Okay, that is like pretty much it. I'm gonna throw on a lip color and we'll reconvene in just a second. Well, if that isn't the prettiest lip combo I've ever seen, I don't even know. I've never tried that before, but it was a combination of my Fitglow Buff and Bobbi Brown, the oil infused gloss. Oh my gosh, I love that color. That might be a new favorite. Okay, so here it is. This is like the final look. Look at the blonde hair with it. I feel like very beach babe. I don't know. But okay, so like let's look at the skin. It is flawless. Like bar none, like the most perfect skin in a bottle. I'm not kidding. And I can say, like, having worn it multiple times now outside in the heat, it wears beautifully like this all day. Like, I might get a little more glowy, but it's not grease ball. It kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say it's like oil controlling because that's not accurate, but it doesn't ever go into like full on oil slick territory. It's like, I mean, Danessa Myricks is a photographer, and so you have someone who's a photographer who created a makeup line and it photographs beautifully. Like it's on video beautifully. Like on my most textured spots, it doesn't look bad. Like you can still see there's texture up close, but when you kind of step back a little bit, it is like a smooth canvas. I can't say enough good things about these. Like I purchased all of these with my own money. This is not sponsored in any way, but I want to get more of her products. Like I love them. I love how they look. I love how they feel. I love the packaging. I like the price point is fantastic. Like this one I think is $28 for the cream cover. I think this Illuminating Veil is like $22, which by the way, this is a massive amount of product. Like it's 30 ml, so it's 1.06 fluid ounces. This is a big bottle. Like this is a really, really big bottle of highlighter. And the great thing about this is because there is so much product, you could use this all over your body. So say you had a really cool photo shoot or you were wearing like a really like pretty strapless or strappy dress. You could put this all over your shoulders, your collarbones. I like love this. And there's a lot of different shades of this too. The Vision Flush, like I mentioned, was the first product that I tried from her. And I don't think I really showed the applicator up close, but it's kind of like this little triangular doe foot and it kind of collects a little bit more of that product in the center of it. But I can't say enough good things about this. Like, I mean, it blends so fast. Like you saw on my cheeks, but like within seconds, like there's no hard edges. It's very seamless. It's just like, it's literally the easiest blush I've ever used. I would say even more so than powder because it looks so natural because it's a cream. So yeah, Danessa Myricks, you guys, like slam dunk. I feel so late to the party on this one. But I've messaged her like on Instagram. I tag her quite a bit when I use her products and like, I'm just like, I love them so much. Like I want to keep using more of them. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this kind of like little review tutorial. If you did, please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more like this. Drop me a comment if you've ever used Danessa Myricks. If you haven't, you need to hurry up. Like, don't waste time. Go get some right now. Anyway, I love you guys. I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.